Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 7, Book 67, number 395. Narrated by Adi bin Hatim. I asked Allah's Apostle, we hunt with these hounds. He said, if you send your trained hounds after a game and mention Allah's name on sending, you can eat of what they catch for you. But if the hound eats of the game, then you must not eat of it, for I am afraid that the hound caught it for itself, and if another hound joins your hounds during the hunt, you should not eat of the game. Volume 7, Book 67, number 396. Narrated by Abu Thayalaba al-Kushani. I came to Allah's Apostle and said, O Allah's Apostle, we are living in the land of the people of the scripture and we take our meals in their utensils, and in the land there is game and I hunt with my bow and trained or untrained hounds. Please tell me what is lawful for us of that. He said, as for your saying that you are living in the land of the people of the scripture, and that you eat in their utensils, if you can get utensils other than theirs, do not eat in their utensils, but if you do not find other than theirs, then wash their utensils and eat in them. As for your saying that you are in the land of game, if you hung something with your bow, and have mentioned Allah's name while hunting, then you can eat the game. And if you hunt something with your trained hound, and have mentioned Allah's name on sending it for hunting, then you can eat the game. But if you hunt something with your untrained hound and you were able to slaughter it before its death, you can eat of it. Volume 7, Book 67, number 397. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. We provoked a rabbit at Ma'az till it started jumping. My companions chased it till they got tired. But I alone ran after it and caught it and brought it to Abu Talha. He sent both its legs to the Prophet, who accepted them. Volume 7, Book 67, number 398. Narrated by Abu Qatada that once he was with Allah's Apostle, on the way to Mecca. When he had covered some of the way to Mecca, he and some companions of his, who were in the state of Al-Ihram, remained behind the Prophet while Abu Qatada himself was not in the state of Ihram. Abu Qatada, seeing an onager, rode his horse and asked his companions to hand him a whip, but they refused. He then asked him to hand him his spear, but they refused. Then he took it himself and attacked the onager and killed it. Some of the companions of Allah's Apostle ate of it, but some others refused to eat. When they met Allah's Apostle, they asked him about that. He said, it was meal given to you by Allah. Volume 7, Book 67, number 399. Narrated by Abu Qatada, the same hadith above, but he added, the Prophet asked, is there any of its meat left with you? Volume 7, Book 67, number 400. Narrated by Abu Qatada. I was with the Prophet, on a journey, between Mecca and Medina, and all of them, i.e. the Prophet and his companions, were in the state of Ihram, while I was not in that state. I was riding my horse and I used to be fond of ascending mountains. So while I was doing so I noticed that the people were looking at something. I went to see what it was, and behold, it was an onager. I asked my companions, what is that? They said, we do not know. I said, it is an onager. They said, it is what you have seen. I had left my whip, So I said to them, "Hand to me my whip." They said, "We will not help you in that, in hunting the onager." I got down, took my whip and chased the animal, on my horse, and did not stop till I killed it. I went to them and said, "Come on, carry it." But they said, "We will not even touch it." At last I alone carried it and brought it to them. Some of them ate of it and some refused to eat of it. I said to them, "I will ask the Prophet about it, on your behalf." When I met the Prophet, I told him the whole story. He said to me, "Has anything of it been left with you?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Eat, for it is a meal Allah has offered to you." Volume 7, Book 67, number 401. Narrated by Jabir. We went out in a campaign and the army was called the Army of the Kabd, and Abu Ubaidah was our commander. We were struck with severe hunger. Then the sea threw a huge dead fish called Al-Anbar, the like of which had never been seen. We ate of it for half a month, and then Abu Ubaidah took one of its bones, and made an arch of it, so that a rider could easily pass under it. Volume 7, Book 67, number 402. Narrated by Jabir. The Prophet sent us as an army unit of 300 warriors under the command of Abu Ubaidah to ambush a caravan of the Quraysh. But we were struck with such severe hunger that we ate the Kabd, desert bushes, so our army was called the Army of the Kabd. Then the sea threw a huge fish called Al-Anbar, and we ate of it for half a month and rubbed our bodies with its fat till our bodies became healthy. Then Abu Ubaidah took one of its ribs and fixed it over the ground, and a rider passed underneath it. There was a man amongst us who slaughtered 3 camels when hunger became severe, and he slaughtered 3 more, but after that Abu Ubaidah forbade him to do so. Volume 7, Book 67, number 403. Narrated by Ibn Abi Awfa. We participated with the Prophet in 6 or 7 ghazawat, and we used to eat locusts with him. Volume 7, Book 67, number 404. Narrated by Abu Thayalaba al-Kushani. I came to the Prophet and said, "O Allah's Apostle, we are living in the land of the people of the Scripture, and we take our meals in their utensils, and there is game in that land, and I hunt with my bow and with my trained hound and with my untrained hound." The Prophet said, "As for your saying that you are in the land of people of the Scripture, you should not eat in their utensils unless you find no alternative, in which case you must wash the utensils and then eat in them. As for your saying that you are in the land of game, if you hunt something with your bow, mention Allah's name, while hunting the game, and eat, and if you hunt something with your trained hound, mention Allah's name on sending and eat, and if you hunt something with your untrained hound and get it alive, slaughter it and you can eat of it." Volume 7, Book 67, number 405. Narrated by Salama bin al-Aqwa. In the evening of the day of the conquest of Khaybar, the army made fires, for cooking. The Prophet said, "For what have you made these fires?" They said, "For cooking the meat of domestic donkeys." He said, "Throw away what is in the cooking pots and break the pots." A man from the people got up and said, "Shall we throw the contents of the cooking pots and then wash the pots, instead of breaking them?" The Prophet said, "Yes, you can do either."